so long is like alchemy.
Back end of a back-to-back in Chicago Monday night. Now, if the Phoenix Suns are chicken soup, the Chicago Bulls are kind of like a laxative because they're going to take care of any type of shit you got built up. Zach LaVine, they're missing 3 starters. No Chris Dunn, no Bobby Portis, and no Larry Markkinen. And here's the funny thing. The $43 million man, Jabari Parker, despite all the injuries, still can't crack the starting lineup. Chicago, what's good? You see Chandler Hutchinson, Wendell Carter Jr., the rookie out of Duke. They like him with footwork, and Cameron Payne, the anteater, to start the game. You remember when in the beginning of games, we used to have Draymond pump up a 3 just to let the defense know, like, yo, he will shoot that? We no longer do that. That was the set early on in this thing. Now, we knew this would be an opportunity for Klay to get right in this game, and it really was a game-wide effort. We've got to credit his teammates, we've got to credit Klay, and we've really got to credit the Chicago Bulls for what went down on this Monday night. Those of you that have been with me a while know the weird synchronicity of when I tend to bring up a slump, they immediately break it. And I had an NBA Alchemy talking about Klay's slump, and he immediately proceeded to break it. Look at Steph go off the right foot. Could he get above the rim? No, sir. But that defense, I mean, Chicago, there is not a lot of pride being shown with these Bulls. You take another look at Steph. He thought he might, and then you can see him kind of shake his head after the play. But just parting of the Red Sea in Chicago, more Klay, and they were just looking for him all night. And it was Zach LaVine and Justin Holiday. Zach LaVine is an atrocious defender. I don't care how good he looks offensively. He just really takes no pride in his defense. There's Klay popping. And Justin Holiday, the former Warrior, I think Klay felt extra comfortable against him as well, kind of like a big brother role. And just peep the bench, man. It was so fun to watch him make him, but this was almost more fun, just watching the happiness and joy from his teammates. And Klay, he's so easy to like. It makes it that much more easy for his teammates to want this for him. And it was like they were just zoned in on Klay all night. You know what it looked like? It looked like a 2K game when you wanted to try to see how much you could score with a certain player. Look at him now up there, just like letting him touch the ball. And this is really them acknowledging Klay. We understand, you know what I'm saying, that you haven't been enough of the focal point of the offense. KD gets the bounce, and it was just perfect timing, and it just shows how special this team is with their chemistry. Zach LaVine to the cup. And the one thing I will say about him is the knee injury was a blessing in disguise for LaVine, because you can tell he's learned to finish in different ways. He doesn't have to just elevate to finish. So I was impressed with his array of finishes at the rim. And then here's Damian Jones. I spotlighted this in Brooklyn. Look at him stay in front. This dude is one of the better slashers in the league, and he stays in front, no help, and deters him from even taking a shot. Very impressive from Damian, who played light minutes in this one. Here you're going to get a glimpse of the elite athleticism, the speed. Look at him just switch gears on Draymond and then elevate like it's nothing. So very rarely do you see an athlete of this caliber figure out the nuances of finishing different ways around the rim. They just use, you know, their athleticism. Steph, a light work pulley, right? He wanted at least 1-3 in this, but for the most part, this was about Klay, more LaVine. Look at him pull from the United Center logo. And it's just really the opportunity. No doubt he has a God-given ability, but I don't know, his numbers are inflated because he's on such a bad team, kind of like the Devin Booker syndrome. Draymond back to doing defensive things. Could he quietly creep into the Defensive Player of the Year discussion? You already know who he's looking for down in transition. That one didn't quite work out, but there was after Klay hit like 2 or 3, you could just see his shoulders relax, loosen up, and then that just helped the shot. There's classic Klay pump fake corner 3 ball. And now that we're seeing what it looks like to have Klay back in rhythm, and he's reminding us, I do think he was rushing shots. Looking at him in his smooth rhythm now, it's like, yeah, he was a bit sped up. And shout out to Zach LaVine. Watch him go under the screen. And the more and more I do this, the more I realize some of this defensive stuff is just instincts. Like, some of these guys just have terrible defensive instincts. Look at Steph, completely, he had no want to shoot that. They were over-hunting Klay at times. You see the turnover, and there's Jabari Parker. And I'm wrong about guys. Not often, but I am. And I was wrong about Parker, just like I was wrong about McKinney, but Parker the other way. I really thought he was going to be a nice player, but clearly if he can't get starting minutes for this roster, there must be something wrong with Jabari Parker. KD, extra patient, Jerebko, and McKinney in his homecoming debut hits the corner 3, and when it rains, it pours. It is contagious. This was the one thing that jumped out during the preseason, right? We all saw him hit the offensive glass. It's the shooting that's really been a surprise from McKinney. And then watch KD stick this landing. Like that's an ACL, MCL injury for a lot of guys in the league. I talked about KD landing well. That's just dexterity, and it's to his build and his basketball athleticism. He's played so much ball. Not a lot of guys can stick landings like that, let alone a 7-footer. Look at McKinney, the little hop. Talking about his shooting being better, and what's promising is that I'm watching his footwork. He has the toe tap, and he likes to do the little hop, the little bunny hop for rhythm. And I think that's a great sign moving forward for his consistency from the three-point range. And then what do they say? Luck favors the prepared. And Jerebko's just always prepared. And I'm starting to think he has a clutch gene. We've seen the tip in, whether it be an offensive rebound or a defensive rotation. He just seems to get it. And then McKinney, another one. Like I said, he started 4 of 4. And the Bulls were, the thing with this game was the Bulls didn't even really seem to show any kind of pride. Justin Holiday hits the 3-ball, but it was like they were all right getting their teeth kicked in, and it kind of made it less fun. I'm not even gonna lie. Another one from Zoe, as his teammates call him, and you're going to see Mama in the stands. Not only did he buy her a new house on this day in his return, how about dropping a career high against the hometown team? It doesn't get any better than that. And then at this point with Klay, it wasn't even about him breaking the slump. It was like, yo, what's Bearded Klay going to do? You know when he gets hot, there is no one hotter, and you started to get that sense at this point in the second quarter. And here's the sacrifice. We talk about rhythm and touching the ball. When have you seen KD miss a shot like this? And that's fine, right? But he wasn't looking for his, and so he was out of rhythm. Klay absolutely was. And overall, that's what really makes Klay special. His ability to be one of the greatest shooters and be the third or fourth option in an offense. Not a lot of guys can do that. Most guys need what they were doing on this night for Klay on a regular basis, and we know Klay doesn't need it. Watch Jordan Bell ball watch here. He's so hungry to hunt down blocks, he just gets caught watching. Definitely something he's got to improve upon when Boogie gets back and there's a real fight for minutes. Now, Klay, look at this. This is a Steph play here. The penetration and then the run to the corner and the pin screen from Steph. And I had talked about the quality of shots he was getting have not been the greatest, right? And now it was just almost overkill. Watch Steph here coming off the screen. Look at this. He has no intentions of either pulling up for 3 or going to the hoop. It's completely to set this up. And why not? On this night, why not? And at some point, it becomes some sort of pressure for Klay when everybody's working to get him the ball. There's a block from Bell. It starts to add a little bit of pressure to the shot, but he still shot it well. And yes, that's Scottie Pippen in a jean jacket. The offense was coming so fast and furious. Right now is Klay's halftime record for threes. I believe it was 9, maybe 10, but it was not on camera. I checked both telecasts. That's them celebrating the record for 3.5. And it happened so quick that the camera missed it. It was like out of a break. Steph, and look at, was there even a bull in the paint? So I don't want to take anything away from Klay's performance, but let's be real here. Like I had said, the Bulls really did help this. Like it was kind of pathetic. Now you see him going to the post and getting the call. You're going to see more McKinney. Not only was the 3-ball going, but the hustle and then the ability to finish around the rim, the and one there on his way to a career high 19 points and 10 boards. Now watch Klay here. He gets called for the double dribble. I want to take a little rewind. It was such a smooth move. It's not a double dribble because watch, he runs along the ball here and then gathers it and goes. Watch him run, stride, and it was just such a smooth move. It fooled the referees into a double dribble, but going into the half, he had set the halftime record. It's all smiles. Let's listen to McKinney, the hometown boy.
And Kerith Burks alongside Alfonso McKinney.
This was a remarkable three-point shooting half for the Warriors. You're 4 for 4. Are you feeling energized by the hometown crowd?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. The shots open, and like I said, the team, they just finding me in the right position, and I'm just shooting with confidence, and I was able to make 4.
Your mom was going bananas up there. She's up there. I see her. She's standing. You see her right over there? What would you like to say to your mom right now?
Oh, man, thank you. Thank you for bringing me in this world. Thank you for everything, and I love you.
Thank you, Zoe.
No problem.
I felt like I had to, give Zoe a little bit of airtime because, you don't get those moments often, right? Those are like straight out the movie type stuff. Klay picks up where he left off, this time working the post. Zach LaVine, the self-proclaimed best shooting guard in the league, was getting work. But there he is, slipping through on Damian. And how I'd brought up he has different ways of finishing, and that's what I was impressed with. And there's Damian getting the hammer. I just expected the Bulls to show a little bit more pride, especially in this second half. That's what you see in an NBA game. Blowouts don't always stay blowouts because they have pride, and it just didn't seem to be there. You see Klay bump heads with Damian Jones, and it actually split his forehead open. That's the only way you could slow him down on this night. Take another look. my one takeaway from this is hopefully Damian will dribble the ball. Sometimes he's got to dribble the ball. I hope it doesn't scare Damian into never dribbling out of the post after that play. But this third quarter, it really became disrespectful because at this point he was hunting the record, and the Warriors, they weren't really even playing basketball. You see the blood start to appear, but it really was like even the Bulls knew what was happening. Golden State was just force-feeding Klay the ball. It was fun to watch. I'm just talking about from a Bulls perspective. They needed to like hard foul him or make some sort of statement that this isn't just some 2K game where y'all are putting up records, but it never happened, and Klay continued to hit the three balls. And then we finally got headband Klay. I don't expect to ever see Klay in a headband again, but hey, they had to stop the bleeding. And it was this sequence. When he was one away from the record, it really got disrespectful, and it was just like, it didn't seem like basketball to me again, but it was fun to watch. And he missed a few because I think he felt the pressure of it, right? And he was like, chill, it will come, it will come. And then you had to peep Steph Curry's body language in all of these attempts. He wanted it so bad for Klay. And we know the most unselfish superstar. We can't keep repeating that enough. But it needs to be considered in the conversation as far as the elite players go. It matters as far as team chemistry and creating and sustaining dynasties. And here it is. It's KD gets the assist. And look at them. It's like they stopped playing. It was the game within the game, except it meant more than the game. Looney crazy for that. Look, I've never seen Looney that happy. So Klay not only breaks the slump, but breaks Steph's record for now in Chicago in what was just an epic Monday night. I got a couple more highlights for y'all. Watch Jordan Bell get posterized by Wendell Carter Jr. and KD is snickering and laughing at him on the bench. I thought that was just funny that they can poke fun of each other like that because Bell prides himself on those blocks. Here's Klay coming out of the game. Now, this was an amazing team effort, like I said, and shout out to KD and Steph and everybody recognizing that this needed to happen. But let's not let it get this far into 7 games. It needs to happen throughout the regular season, just on random nights where they just kind of focus on Klay more, focus on letting Klay get his a little more. And I think they'll be aware of that because that's the chemistry they have in Golden State. There's McKinney on the offensive glass to finish the third. And his offensive rebounding he might be the best offensive rebounder we've had in I have to think about that. Maybe Antoine Jameson, like he is special at offensive rebounding. Jacob Evans got in the game and did absolutely nothing. And once again, Jerebko, I think he likes those big shots. He likes those end-of-the-clock shots. Knocks another one down as we were sniffing around the record for three-pointers made in a game, but they would not ultimately get it. Now, extra garbage time. Quinn Cook made several little Iverson-like stop-and-go finishes around the paint that was impressive, and then Looney got off a couple jumpers. You knew I wasn't going to leave out no Looney jumpers. He hits that one here. You're going to see Parker here in the game in extended garbage time. I thought that was the sign to me like, yo, people must not really like Parker. They don't even value him. He's in extendo garbage time. Quinn, and I think he had like, 19 points. So it was good to see Quinn, who's kind of lost some minutes here. It hasn't got as many as the season started as I think he maybe thought, still engaged and still working on his game in garbage time. And then Looney, this is nasty. Hezzy. He been working with KD, y'all. The Hezzy Looney jumper. All right, I'm getting silly. But this was a fun one, man. Now, Halloween night, Pelicans. I'm praying for Anthony Davis, them at full strength, because that's going to be a fun one. I'll probably do a live. I know a lot of you will be out Halloween night, but those of you that are, revolve their lives around the Warriors like myself, maybe we'll do a little live before the pregame Halloween. Klay Thompson, y'all.
So long as like alchemy.